Welcome to today's mat practice. I'm shooting this on a really hot and sticky day, so the mat may come with me as I go through this practice. Who knows what's going to happen? That's kind of the theme today. Anyway, we're going to take a little time to take care of our bodies and maybe to connect to our breathing a little bit today. So mostly we're going to stay low to the ground. When it's hot and sticky like this, I think it's super helpful to stay a little bit lower where it's a little bit cooler. And also we're less likely to get a little head rush or a little dizzy with the standing stuff. If you're going to fall when you're laying down on your back on the floor, there's not as far to go. So go ahead and lay down on your back to begin. And just find a spot where your legs feel comfortable. It doesn't really matter what position they're in here. Just take a minute to bring your attention into your body here. Reminding yourself that you are here just for this little block of time to take care of you. And that invitation includes letting your mind let go of all of the other stuff. So during this time, it's just about taking care of your body, just about connecting to the movement, to your breath right here. Let everything else take care of itself for this little short practice today. And then if you can, go ahead and put one hand on your belly and the other hand on your chest. And just focus your attention on your breathing. For today, I'm going to challenge you to breathe through your nose as much as you can. And try and make your breathing soft. You're still bringing in all the air that you need when you inhale. Letting that exhale be long and easy. Just softening your breath. We're not trying to force it to do anything fancy. Just letting it be easy. In and out. As we go through the different movements, see if you can keep that soft, easy breathing through your nose as much as possible. Now let your arms come down by your sides. If you haven't already, bend your knees and set your feet flat on the floor. And then we're just going to start with this nice familiar movement of your arms. So as you inhale, raise your arms toward the ceiling and then all the way to the floor above your head, feeling that little arch in your back. As you exhale, come back down that same path, really pulling your belly button in, flattening your back toward the floor. So repeat this movement the entire time you inhale, raising your arms, arching your back just that little bit. The entire time you exhale, arms come back down by your sides, really pulling that belly button in. You know what you're doing. See if you can connect to your breath as you move. Breathing through your nose. Finding that easy breath. Let's do 2 more, just like that. If you're breathing faster or slower than me, that's okay. Just connecting your attention, really paying attention to your own body here. All right, the next time your arms are down by your sides, let your arms rest alongside your body. And just bring your attention down to your feet, your toes and your heels pressing into the floor. Make sure there's a little space between your feet, a little space between your knees. On your next inhale, we're going to press the feet into the floor, lifting your hips just an inch or two. Now when you exhale, really roll your spine down as best you can, controlling that descent. So if you're not cramping, we're going to do some more. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rolling your spine down. You know if you're cramping, just back off. Maybe open your feet a little wider. See if we can do 2 more, just like that. Be lifting a little higher as you inhale. Rolling your spine down as you exhale. 1 more time. Paying attention to what you need here. All right, the next time your hips are on the floor, let your hips stay on the floor. Bring your knees in towards your chest, holding the backs of your legs. Now we're going to stretch out those muscles we just tightened. So when you inhale, you're going to straighten both legs up toward the ceiling, pushing out through your heels. When you exhale, bend your knees in toward your chest, pointing your toes as you bend. So repeat this movement, just warming up hips, knees, and ankles. That's kind of why we do this at the beginning of most classes. It's just a nice, easy warm-up, letting your brain come into your body, giving you a second to check in. Now, if you can, keep your legs up toward the ceiling. Keep breathing. All you're going to do is point your toes toward the ceiling here. And then flex your feet, pushing out through your heels. Go back and forth a couple of times, pointing and flexing. Maybe one more time. Good. Now bend your knees. Wrap your arms around your legs. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side here. The idea is that you're just stretching out that low back nice and easy, letting the floor massage your low back. And then set your feet back down onto the floor, opening your feet a little wider than hip distance away from each other here. Feet stay wide. Feet stay touching the floor. We're just going to do a little twist, releasing some of that tension through your hip flexors. So as you exhale, go ahead and twist both knees to the right, turning your chin left. And when you inhale, untwist. Knees and chin toward the ceiling. And then exhale, twist the other way. Inhale, untwisting. Remember, you're not trying to force yourself here. Just finding the space that feels good in your body. Again, we're just really paying attention. Noticing what we need. Maybe one more time on each side. Breathing through your nose as much as you can. All right, the next time your knees and your chin are toward the ceiling, you're going to stay there. And then see if you can bring your feet close together. So your big toes are touching each other, your heels are together. All right, now we're going to stretch the inside muscles of your legs. So when you inhale, go ahead and open your knees wide away from each other. Maybe feel that little arch in your back. As you exhale, bring your knees together, pulling that belly button in, flattening your back toward the floor. So the entire time you inhale, knees go wide, arch in your back. The entire time you exhale, coming back to that starting position, flattening your spine toward the floor. Let's do that a few more times. You go at your speed, but just checking in, paying attention as you move. Feeling your legs, your hips, your spine, all part of the action. All right, the next time your knees are together, let your knees stay together. Just take a breath. Okay, now I'm going to have you roll over onto your right side. Find a way to support your head that feels good. All right, now that left arm can be wherever you need it to be. You're going to start with both knees bent, legs stacked on top of each other. Essentially, we're doing the same movement that we did on your back just a moment ago. When you inhale, we're just moving that top leg, lifting your top knee. When you exhale, lower it back down. That's it. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering down. Now, I know we do this one often, but it's a really great movement for your hip, your glutes, and it's a nice stabilization to open up and even release any tension around your hips. Maybe one more time. I know you just like it because it feels good. All right, the next time your top knee is down, let your top knee stay down. And then you're going to straighten that top leg down toward the foot of your mat. You don't need to bring it forward, just keep it in line. Your hips are stacked on top of each other. Okay. Now what you're going to do is when you inhale, just lift that top leg parallel to the floor. When you exhale, lower it down. Again, we're working the hip muscles. Again, inhale, little lift. Exhale, lowering down. Nice and easy. Let's do 3 more in this one. I know, now you have to count higher. Connecting to your breath, breathing through your nose as much as you can. 2 more. Okay, one more time, lifting. And then lowering your foot toward the floor. Now, if you can, point your toes here. All right? And then all you're going to do is move that top leg straight back. You're not bending your knee, you're just moving your top leg straight back. See if you can move that top knee back a little bit more, holding it here while you breathe. See if you can move that top leg back just a little bit more. Maybe one more time. Move that top leg back, opening up across the front of your hip. If you're feeling frisky, you can bring that left arm all the way up alongside your head. Taking a breath here. All right, now relax your arm. And you're going to bend that left knee all the way in towards your belly. So your top knee is resting on the floor in front of you. Now we're going to straighten that bottom leg. All right, we're going to do something a little different today. What you're going to do is you're just going to try and lift that bottom leg up off the floor and set it back down. Can you find your breath? So when you inhale, you're lifting your top or your bottom leg. When you exhale, lower it back down. I got lost. Okay, it was so different. Again, inhale, little lift. Exhale, lowering down. See if we can do 2 more. Feeling those inside muscles of your right leg working hard. All right, now let your legs relax. You're going to roll all the way onto your back, readjusting yourself on your mat as you need. And then we're going to roll over to the other side. I'm rotating just so I stay toward the camera. You don't have to do that. But as you get yourself settled on your left side, find a way to support your neck, because you know we're going to be here for just a few minutes. Okay? Starting with both legs bent, legs stacked on top of each other. On your next inhale, you're just going to lift that top knee. When you exhale, lower it back down. Just that. Working those muscles of your glutes, your hip. It doesn't even have to be a big movement to get some action here. But do try and breathe. And if you can, breathe through your nose. Okay, one more time. Just lifting that top knee and lowering it back down. All right. Now your bottom knee stays bent. You're going to straighten that top leg down toward the foot of your mat. I don't know about you guys, but this is always a big stretch for me. All right. Arms can be wherever you like. When you inhale, you're just going to lift that top leg parallel to the floor. Again, feeling that little muscle of your hip. Exhale, lowering your foot back down. That's all we're doing. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, lowering down. Connecting to your breath, breathing through your nose as best as you can. Maybe 2 more. We're working these muscles one more time. Now let that top leg rest toward the floor. Keep your knees straight, maybe just point your toes and move that top leg straight back a little bit. So we're trying to open up these hip flexors, the front of your hip. And then see if you can move that top leg back a little bit more. Just breathe. Maybe move that top leg back a tiny bit more, keeping your knee straight. If you like, bring that right arm up alongside your head. Taking a breath. And then relax your arm. And then you're going to bend that top knee all the way to the floor in front of your belly. And then straighten your bottom leg down toward the foot of your mat. Okay, this is our different move today. So see if you can lift that bottom leg up off the floor and then lower it back down. It's not going to go very far. Don't push it, but just feel that little bit of work. Breathing through your nose as much as you can. 2 more. Inhale, lifting like you're inflating. Exhale, lowering like you're deflating. Last one. All right. Good news. You get to roll all the way over onto your belly here. Now, if you just ate lunch, or if coming onto your belly sounds like a terrible idea, skip this part. You can fast forward. Now, when you come down onto your belly, I'm going to have you start by stacking your hands one on top of the other. And just let your forehead rest on your hands here. We're just focusing on the legs, moving one leg at a time to start. So on your next inhalation, just bend your right knee like you're going to kick yourself in the butt. The entire time you exhale, set that foot down. And then we're going to switch sides. So bending that left knee as you inhale. Setting your foot down as you exhale. Continue to alternate with your breath. Breathing through your nose. If you're going faster or slower than me, that's okay. Just pay attention. That's the important part. Maybe one more time on each side. All right, the next time you set that left foot down onto the floor, let your left foot rest on the floor. And then if you can, bring your arms down by your sides. You can rest on your forehead or one side of your face, whatever feels good for you here. Your legs get to relax. If your feet are really crampy, you can just be on the balls of your feet here. But legs, feet stay touching the floor. On your next inhale, you're going to lift your upper body. So lift your head, your chest, squeezing those shoulder blades together behind your back. When you exhale, lower down. So on that inhale, it's like you're inflating. As you exhale, it's like you're deflating. We're just going to do 2 more like this. You don't even have to lift very high. You just want to feel those muscles of your back working, especially between your shoulder blades. All right, the next time you're on the floor, stay on the floor. Keep breathing. Now check in with your body. I've got one more round of back bends for you. If you've had enough of the back bends, just skip this part. But if it's feeling okay, on your next inhale, at the same time, you're going to lift your head, your chest, bending both knees. When you exhale, lower everything down. Inhale, lifting, bending. Exhale, lowering down. If you want to make it a little stronger, squeeze your knees together as you do this. Okay, maybe one more time, checking in. Okay, the next time you're on the floor, let everything relax. Take a breath. All right, I'm going to have you roll all the way over onto your back. Now, the tricky part is staying on your mat for this. So you figure out how you can get there. Now, if you're practicing at home, maybe you don't want to stay on your mat. That works too. Go ahead and bring both knees on into your chest as you roll onto your back. And maybe just rock a little bit from side to side. Let the floor massage your low back here. Noticing that work that you just did. Now you're going to keep both knees in toward your chest and just stretch your arms out to the sides wherever you can reach. If you don't have a whole lot of room, you can always bend your elbows or just bring your arms a little closer to your body. You choose. All right, once you get those arms situated, we're focusing on the legs. On your next exhale, you're just going to twist halfway to the right. When you inhale, untwist. Now exhale, twist halfway to the left. Inhale, untwist. Your shoulders should stay pressing into the floor. Let's do it again. Exhale halfway to the right. Inhale, untwist. And then halfway to the left. And untwist. Now just stay at the center. Take a breath. We're going to do something a little different today. So on your next inhale, see if you can just straighten that left leg up toward the ceiling. Keep your right knee bent. On your next exhale, you're going to twist both legs halfway to the right. When you inhale, untwist, come in flat onto your back, and then exhale, just bend both knees. Now this time when you inhale, you're straightening your right leg, keeping that left knee bent. Exhale, twist halfway to the left. Shoulders stay pressing into the floor. Inhale, untwist. Exhale, bend your right knee. I know it's slow. That's okay. We can be on purpose here. So again, straightening that left leg. Exhale, just twisting halfway to the right. Inhale, untwisting. Exhale, bending both knees. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Exhale, twist to the left, just halfway. Shoulders are pressing into the floor. Inhale, untwist. Exhale, bend both knees in towards your belly. Wrap your arms around your legs. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. See, that was a little bit of extra work today. Now you're going to keep both knees bent. Arms come to the floor again. This time you get to twist as far as you like to the right. See if you can get that right foot on the floor. Maybe your right knee comes toward the floor. All right, now we're going to lift that left leg, that top leg in your left arm, just an inch or two up off the floor. And then when you exhale, lower back down, really pulling your belly button in. So see if you can repeat this movement. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, lowering down. Let's do two more, just like that. Last one, little lift. And then lowering down. Now as you lower down, see if you can find a spot where gravity's doing the work. Your shoulders are toward the floor. If you're feeling frisky, you can straighten that top leg. Imagine you're bringing your left foot towards your right hand, wherever you can reach, wherever you have room. Just find a place. You're going to hang out here for a couple of breaths. Each time you exhale, you're just pulling that belly button in. Each time you inhale, think about reaching out to your left fingertips just a little bit more. I know I talked a lot. Let's do one more of my breaths. All right. And then if your top knee's straight, go ahead and bend it. Untwist. Come all the way onto your back. Wrapping your arms around your legs. Maybe rock a little bit. Adjusting your hips. Adjusting your back if you need. And then knees in towards your belly. Arms out to the sides. You're going to twist as far as you can to the left. Let your left foot come to the floor. Your left knee drop toward the floor. That right shoulder's going toward the floor as much as possible. Now when you inhale, you're just going to raise that right arm and your right leg just an inch or two. When you exhale, lower back down, really pulling that belly button in. Do this a few more times. Little lift as you inhale. Lowering down as you exhale. Two more, just like that. Okay, one more time. All right, now let your arm and your leg relax. If you're feeling frisky, you can straighten that top leg. Imagine you're bringing your right foot to your left hand, wherever it feels okay. You want to be someplace you can hang out and breathe. Trying to breathe through your nose as much as possible, really pulling your belly button in when you exhale. Reaching out through your right fingertips as you inhale. One more of my breaths here. Now if your top leg is straight, go ahead and bend your top knee. Untwist, come all the way onto your back. Wrap your arms around your legs, maybe rock a little bit from side to side. That was a lot of work, wasn't it? Now you're going to set your feet back down onto the floor, adjusting your hips, adjusting your back. Find a spot where your feet can be flat on the floor. And then see if you can just reach your arms over your chest toward the ceiling here. Go ahead and bring your hands palms together. So I just want to do a little twist through your upper body around the shoulders. Go ahead and reach both hands to the right as far as it feels good, stretching behind that left shoulder blade. Someplace you can breathe easy. And then reach back up toward the ceiling. Now reach across to the other side. Breathing however you want. Try and keep both hips pressing into the floor though. Now reach back up toward the ceiling. And then across to the right side again. We're really aiming to stretch behind that left shoulder blade. And then come back up toward the ceiling. Last time, reaching to the left, stretching behind your right shoulder blade. All right, now come so your back is flat on the floor. Arms can be out to the sides, wherever it feels good. Feel your feet on the floor. On your next inhale, you're just going to lift your hips up off the floor, maybe an inch or two. Now stay here when you exhale. Try and relax your neck. When you inhale, see if you can lift a little higher. Staying here as you exhale. Again, if you're cramping, always back off. If you can, inhale, lifting a little bit higher. Relaxing that neck. One more time, inhale, lifting your hips just as high as it feels good. And then roll your spine down, one joint at a time. Let your hips rest on the floor. Now bring both knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs. Rocking a little bit. Now you're going to reach your arms in between your legs. Hold your feet, your ankles, your shins, whatever feels good. All right, you might already feel a stretch right here, but we're just going to make it a little stronger. So holding your legs, see if you can just straighten that right leg out to the right side a little bit. And then bend your right knee toward your armpit. Now straighten that left leg out to the left side. And then bend your left knee toward your armpit. Now you're going to straighten both legs, only as far as it feels good. And then bend both knees toward your armpits. When you've had enough, set both feet back down onto the floor, adjusting your hips, adjusting your back. All right. Now, if you can, keep your legs in this position. Arms can rest wherever you like. We're going to focus on the breath just a little bit here. So close your eyes. I'm not doing anything fancy. We're just breathing. We're going to use a little control with our breath here. But start easy. Breathing through your nose. Remember that each time you inhale, you're bringing in all the air that you need. And each time that you exhale, that exhale is long and smooth and even. So our practice with the breath is just a little bit about control here. So what you're going to do is when you inhale, it's going to be one long, smooth inhale. And then when you exhale, you're just going to exhale as if you're emptying your lungs halfway, and then pause for a second or two. And then exhale all of the air out, letting go of anything you don't need. So go ahead and exhale fully. And then inhale all the air that you need. When you exhale, it's like you're just exhaling half the air. And then pause. And then exhale all the air out. When you inhale, it's one long, smooth inhale. So take a few breaths, exhaling halfway and pausing. Exhaling all the way. Inhale, one long, smooth inhale. Do this a couple more rounds. Don't wait for me. Just breaking that exhale into two parts. Continue to breathe this way. We're going to add a little extra action. So after your next full inhale, when you exhale halfway, really think about pulling your belly button and flattening your back toward the floor, pausing. And then the second half of your exhale, really feel the air leave through your rib cage, through your lungs, flattening the back of your neck toward the floor. Now when you inhale, it's just one long smooth inhale. So as you exhale, imagine you're emptying out halfway, just really contracting your abdomen, flattening your low back, pausing. And then exhale all the air out through your lungs, pressing the back of your neck toward the floor a little bit. Inhale, one long smooth inhale, relaxing your neck, relaxing your low back. So take a couple of breaths. Exhaling, pulling that belly button in, flattening your low back, just exhaling halfway and pausing. And then exhale all the air out, pressing the back of your neck toward the floor. When you inhale, it's one long smooth inhale. Let's do one more round. And just let your breathing relax, flowing in and out however you need. And then when you're ready, bring your knees toward your chest, hands on your kneecaps. When you exhale, you're just pulling those thighs close to your belly, pulling that belly button in. When you inhale, press your thighs away from your belly, bringing in all the air that you need. So do this a couple of times. Just this little movement, feeling the action through your hips, your low back. All right, keep breathing. Now I'm going to have you roll over onto one side. Take your time. Your head's been low for some time now, so just taking your time, you're going to come all the way up into a seated position. There is no rush. You can get there however feels good. Now, as you come up into the seated position, just find a spot where your legs feel comfortable. It really doesn't matter what position your legs are in. Holding your legs. On your next exhale, you're just going to round your back, squeezing your shoulders up towards your ears. When you inhale, sit up nice and tall, pulling your shoulders down away from your ears. That's all we're doing. Again, like that. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Maybe two more. Now we have a helper. Okay, one more time. All right, now sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands together at your chest. On your next inhale, you're just going to reach up toward the ceiling. When you exhale, one long, smooth exhale. Arms come all the way down. Let's do two more like that. Just take up some space. Somebody needs to get a pet. Let's do it one more time. See, he knows where to sit. Thanks so much for playing today, everybody. Namaste. Floyd says hi.